Hi, 7th graders. We're on lesson 9-4, part 1. We're going to split 9-4 up into two different parts. So this is day 1, starting on page 481. Our learning target is calculating the slope of a line using a graph or a picture. So slope is the amount of vertical change as you move one unit to the right or horizontally on a line. So basically it describes how steep a straight line is numerically. So if you think of slope, you think of like a hill. Sometimes I always talk about a ski hill, and there's this really sweet video that we'll watch in class tomorrow about Slope Dude that tells us a little bit more about slope. Or if you really want to go onto YouTube and watch it, you can do it. Here's the link, or you can just go in and Google Slope Dude. But if you think of a hill, the higher the slope, the steeper the hill is. So the way that we find slope is the rise or fall over the run. So basically the change in y over change in x. So today we're only going to work on finding slope from a picture and from a graph. So our first example, we want to find the slope of the treadmill. So remember, slope is rise over run. So how much it's going up or down over how much it's going horizontally. So our rise, okay, so I'm going to write it again. Rise over run, and you're going to probably hear this a million times in the next, who knows when, the rest of the school year maybe. So rise over run. So our rise is the vertical, so it is going up 10. So we have 10 inches is our rise, and then our run is 48 inches. So the slope of the treadmill then is 10 inches over 48, or 10 over 48, okay? And then we can simplify and we can divide our numerator and denominator by 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. 48 divided by 2 is 24. So then we would say that the slope of the treadmill is 5/24. And we actually do not need to have the inches. We would just say the slope is 5/24. And since that is in simplest form, then we leave it like that. A hiking trail rises 6 feet for every horizontal change of 100 feet. What is the slope of the trail? So it's rising 6 feet, and it's a horizontal change of 100 feet. Okay, so we have 6 feet over 100 feet. So 6 over 100. We can simplify. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 100 divided by 2 is 50. So our slope then is 3/50. All right. So if we are given a line or a graph and a line on our graph, we can also find the slope of the line. What we need to do is we need to find 2 points on the line, and then we look at the rise over the run, or how much we're going up and how much we're going over. So if we start at this point, we don't really need to right now know where, or know exactly what the coordinates of that point are. But if we start here, we want to count how many lines or how many spaces do we need to go up to be even with the other point, and then how many spaces do we need to go over. So we start here and we go 1, 2, 3 spaces up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces over. Because it's going up, it's positive. Because it's going to the right, it's positive. So it's rise over run. So then it would be 3/4 would be our slope. Okay? If we start here and we want to get to here, we are going, let's start up here actually. Okay? We are going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this time we're going 5 down. Down is negative, so it's going to be -5. And then we're going 1, 2, +2. So our rise, or basically, I guess it's falling because it's going negative, but our rise is -5. And our run then is 2. So we can leave it then as -5/2. If we started, let me get a different marker. If we did start at this point and we counted, well, I went to the left 2, so that would be -2, and then I went up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This still would be my rise, so even though I counted it last, it still would be 5 over -2, which then we just change and we put our negative symbol either on the top or in the middle, so it still would be -5/2. So it doesn't matter which point you start at to count, as long as you know that if you're going to the left, this might be important to write down, or down, okay, even though it looks like my son is writing this right now, but if you're going to the left or down, it is negative. If you're going to the right or up, it is positive. So to the right, positive, up, positive, left, negative, down, negative. Super important to remember. One other thing to note, if you look at the lines, you can tell that they're going in 2 different directions. So this is going up towards the right. So that means that it is going to be a positive line or a positive slope. Okay, and we look at our line and we can see, yep, it is positive. So it's important to check to make sure that your slope goes along with the way that the line is going. Because this next line that's going down to the right is negative, and we have a negative slope, so that would work. So positive, negative. Okay, 2 more graphs for you to do on your own. So pause me, think about, are they positive or negative? Find the slopes, and then check your answer. So right away I look at this one and I can tell that it's going to be a negative slope. So when I find my answer, I want to make sure that it's negative. So if I start here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, so down 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 5. So my slope then is going to be -4/5. And then here I start here and I go up 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So up 1 over 4. So our slope is 1/4. Okay, remember we always do rise over run. So whatever you're going, if you need to write it again, whether you're going up or down, over however much you're going side to side. And also I can tell that this is going up towards the right, so that's why it is positive. All right, make sure you log into NICU and do the 9-4 Part 1 NICU quiz. You can always look in your book if you have other questions. Have a super evening, and I will see you tomorrow.